you get into that and then it's over.
I know. I was thinking the same thing. Although
How are you doing?
I'm good. I before we went live, I said to Melody, I was like, I'm just so happy to see your face, but I don't know that I got to finish what I was saying before our movie kind of started. So I am happy to see you.
I know it's been a long week and I'm very happy to see you as well. Like you're a
Yeah.
part of my weekly routine. So this puts a little bit of regularity into my day. So I appreciate it. How are you doing?
I'm good, but the long week. I said to I don't know, one of my classes today, I said, gosh, this has been like a really long week. And we didn't even have school on Monday. I mean, it was clerical for us, but it feels, I don't know. Monday is the last time I officially talked to you on like this, but that feels as though it was 2 weeks ago. So I don't know.
I agree.
But
Yeah, I think, and I'll talk about it in a little bit, but a lot of things have happened and conspired this week. A lot of good things kept me busy too, and I'm sure you're still. I know you've got like 10 million projects going along. So and on the days that we don't have school makes it, I think, the week feel longer. But I want to say thank you to everybody who's tuning in from Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. We are so glad you're here with us today. I see some people. Hey, Brian, how are you doing? It's good to see you. And
and
Facebook user number one.
right, you're number one. We love it.
Yes, a lot has happened this week for sure. Tell us how you're doing. We want to hear. So, how are you? But you look lovely. I must say, you actually are glowing right now.
Oh my
So
gosh.
beautiful.
I put like some stuff on my face. No, it's totally not true. I think I got stuck in the snow or maybe, I don't know. Or because it's Friday, right? Ah, it's Amanda. Amanda Fox, you're
So
number one Facebook user.
awesome, awesome. Well, before we bring up our amazing guests, and I'm going to let you introduce our guests in just a moment. I'm going to let you. Do you see how bossy I get?
It's okay.
I got some happy mail
Oh,
today,
I could go for
and
a Happy Meal.
yeah, I could too. They have some really good little objects in it right now. Like
Yeah.
that could be my prop for today, but it's over there. I'll have to go get it. But today, and I just opened this before I went live, was I got the
Oh,
Snapshot
no.
Education 2020. I think that I've got to do this for a couple of years now, and I am so excited about this. I want to give everybody that contributed this, and especially Dr. Sarah, who put it together, Dr. Sarah Thomas. Thank you for continuing to do this and make this an annual project that a lot of people can contribute to. And Amanda's watching. We are putting together a World Read Aloud celebration
Uh-huh.
streamathon on the 3rd. We have an amazing lineup, and I got this book from Always Anne Jolly, and I need to make sure that I'm saying it correctly. But the author of this, Sheetal Sheth, she is going to be on our World Read Aloud event coming on Wednesday. So I wanted to give them some
I
shout
know.
outs.
I
Do you have
love,
any shout outs?
probably, but I love the cover of that book. I saw your picture with it. I just thought I don't know. There's something about book covers, but it's just, I don't know who the illustrator is, but they're amazing.
Jessica Blank.
All right. Well, Jessica, love your work. Is what I'm gonna say. Yeah, I caught you and Amanda the other night. Part of it, I didn't catch the whole conversation, but I did catch about the read aloud, and I've seen the promos, and I love the graphic. Did Amanda do those with you and her on it? Because it is spot on.
Yeah, I have to say she is, first of all, Brienne, good job last night. I heard it was great. Yes, Amanda is a creative genius. I did get to help her a little bit. I put together some graphics too. So some of the graphics I did, but the ones that are like comic looking, she did, and I just contributed a little bit of too. Like I was actually watching her and learning. She is a creative genius. And today we talked on a Zoom with the World Read Aloud Day founder.
Oh
So
wow.
we have more news coming up about that. But anyway, yes. Where are my lips? My lips are downstairs in the basement. It's really, really cold. It's like 11 degrees here, and I'm so sick of freezing. So my lips are not on today. I'm sorry. But yes. But anyway, we have an amazing guest today. Thank you all for tuning in. I love seeing all these comments, so keep them coming. Yes, the graphics are great. Do you want to tell us about our amazing guest today?
Yeah. So Brian I've known him for a couple of years. I've been at conferences with him, and I was just thinking back to a couple of years ago at TCEA. And I was every time I think of San Antonio now, I think about the Haagen-Dazs at San Antonio, because Jamie Donnelly, Mary Alice Curran, Brian, and myself left. I think we went to like was at the piano bar, something like we were all together at an event and then went to piano
Right.
bar, Dueling Piano Bar, and we were all walking back and there was Haagen-Dazs. And Jamie was asking if they had keto, and I had no idea what keto was. And so we opened the door and she's like, "Do y'all have keto?" And the kids working there were like, "No." So we left and I said, "We should just go back in and I'll be your ice cream, pretend like I'm your ice cream taste tester or something like that." So Brian and I were at the counter and we played he was picking them and I had to taste them. And he's like, "Well, you know what I like, what do you think?" And I'm like, "It's good." But, so I got the sample and then I forget, did you actually get ice cream
I don't
or did
even
you get,
remember. I got a
I
shake.
know.
I think I got a shake at
Oh,
the
that's
end.
right. That's right. Yeah. So it was like in those memories, I'm sure they'll be popping up again because it's, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but
Yeah.
that was a ton of fun. So, but no, I love being connected with Brian through like Past the Scope and then everything that they do, especially after conferences like this week, which we'll talk about with After the Bell, with Valerie Lewis and Brian. It's a lot of great things out there. So glad to have him on today.
Glad to be here. What's up, ladies?
And we got some fans already, so you are hashtag awesome sauce.
Alfonso, what's up?
Yeah, and it's great to see you. I got to meet you virtually, and I consider it face to face this last summer with the Rethink Learning Summit with Nicole Taylor, and
Cool.
and that's and I've followed you for a while because I love Nearpod. All three of us are Nearpod, but you actually work with Nearpod. But when I think of you, I think of how you infuse music and your love of music into everything. Like I don't know that I could separate you from that thought.
Mm, that's cool because music is a part of my everyday life. You wake up to music. When you get frustrated, I'm singing a song. I've got music playing. When I feel like getting creative, I'll write a song first before I actually do something else. So, yes, music is a very important part of my life.
Love it.
And I've told you this before, but your voice is also very soothing. So I could
Yeah.
listen to you speak
Well, thank
like
you. Thank you very much.
Reminds me of the Quiet Storm years ago, like Sunday nights. Like, I know,
So that's what I do. I do the Quiet
I know.
Storm, a couple of months, a couple of weeks out of the month, just to have a little fun, to go back a little bit with a little R&B, just like those old days when we used to listen to the radio and kind of figure out, take advantage of the voice, the mic, and the music, just to soothe people's minds after a long week.
Yeah. And I joined in, I forget, it was, who knows at this point? It was definitely last year because that was 2020, but I joined in
Mhm.
one night and I forget who else was in it. I don't know if Amy Store was in, but I was getting some of them, but I wasn't fast enough. I was answering on Facebook. I wasn't answering on Twitter. And I think I forgot the hashtag. I'm like, dang. But I knew some of those back in the day, nightclub, like under 21 night dancing. Yeah.
See,
oh really?
you didn't have to take it to the club though.
I know. Oh
Yeah,
man.
but the
Oh
reality.
wow.
What's that, Brian? I
I'm,
would pay
I'm
you to read. Oh, yeah. Let's talk because that's gonna be a lot of money to read all that. Yes, you heard Nearpod. You see Nearpod.
I know. I felt bad. I had to like represent, put my Nearpod on, which was right here. It's not even like I had to leave the space. So,
Hmm.
oh wait, what's that? Oh, the best pen ever from Nearpod and vocabulary.
There it is.
oh,
There it
Sorry.
I should have
is.
been putting my gear on, y'all. I feel terrible because I do have my Nearpod everything and my vocabulary hoodie. I'm late, a dollar short and late to this game.
But you just caught me right off, after a call. So when I'm on Zoom, this is what I wear, to make sure we represent the
Yep.
brand. But it is the most comfortable T-shirt
Hmm.
ever.
I love those.
Yeah.
Love those.
So Brian, what's new? What's going on in your world, like that you want to share out?
Well, we've got a lot of things, working. Rachelle mentioned the music show, the Quiet Storm that we do, which is a leg of the Making Learning Addictive show. We have rebranded that, and we're going to launch that during Black History Month next month. But we're also revamping what we do with Past the Scope EDU, as was mentioned as well. So we're doing more like the After the Bell series. So as conferences continue to do things virtually, people aren't taking off work necessarily to attend the sessions or watch the sessions during the day. but they need some sort of appetizer, to get ready for that particular evening. So what we try to do is after the bell, after everyone's out of school, go
Mhm.
ahead and break down some of the sessions that they may have missed that took place earlier on in the day. Let them know what to look for, and then sort of talk to folks who are going to be presenting later on that day or the next day to give them something to look forward to as well. So that's been pretty successful. We've done that with a couple of conferences. We did it with ISD in November. Did it with Dr. Aiken's Leading Equity Summit. We just did it with FETC as well. So we may do something with TCEA. We just haven't, figured that out because, we're kind of busy. But, that's what we're doing with that. Other than that, just being a dad,
Yeah.
full time,
And are
How's
you? Oh, go ahead, Melanie.
no, you go ahead. It's probably the
No,
same question.
I know. I was just gonna say, like, how's it going? And are your kids are they at home, hybrid,
So
in
so
person?
so there, three of them are at home. Because I have a daughter in college, so she's taking half face to face and half online colleges. But she's an RA, so she has to be there,
Mhm.
on campus. But my three high school, my middle school, and my elementary kid are at home all day. We had lunch together yesterday. It was so cool. I got some McDonald's, and say, "Hey, kids, I'm coming to your school to have lunch." And we sat around at the table and took some pictures together. They usually like it when you come visit their school to have lunch with them. So I
Yeah.
finally figured I'd step out of my office and take the time to do that. And they truly loved it. Loved it. Mainly because it was McDonald's, and we don't get the McDonald's very often.
That's awesome.
Did you get the Happy Meals? Did you say?
No, look,
Oh.
I'm gonna tell you this. I know it's a family show, but my youngest, who's 10 now, um, I had to go to the store and get those things today.
Oh, I hear you. Oh, that is. Oh, okay. I hear you. That's
And
my life also.
mom is not here for
Oh,
that
jeez.
experience, and dad had to handle that experience today. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I don't know what to do. I'm calling my mama, my sister, my wife. I'm like, hold up. So yeah, when I say I'm busy being a dad, I'm doing that stuff. So no Happy
Oh my
Meals
gosh.
anymore.
Dang.
Oh, bless you, bless you.
I'm
I
sorry.
completely understand. No, don't be sorry. I love it. I just hope that she never sees this episode.
She will. She know. I embarrass her all the time. That's Captain Kindness, by the way. So we used to do the Captain Kindness show when she was 7. So
Wow.
she's kind of grown out of that, but she knows I still talk about her, so she's good.
Aw.
Is she your only daughter?
No, I have 2. So I have 2 and 2.
Okay.
My girls are my bookend. So girl, boy, boy, girl.
All
That's
Yeah.
right.
funny.
So cool. Yeah, no, the only reason I mentioned Happy Meals is because I noticed that they have really good toys right now. Like my husband and I were like, these are the best toys we've ever seen.
Look, if it's not a
So
Lego or a video game, my kids don't mess with toys.
Oh my
it's
gosh.
true. I do hear you on that. So what is it like in Texas regarding, education and everything going on?
So I think that's the best part of my job. I get to talk to teachers and administrators and district officials all over the state. So you get pockets of information of how people are doing things. People still juggling the plates of what it looks like virtually versus what it looks like face to face, and still holding kids accountable to the learning, but trying to figure out what that really looks like. It's interesting. So I get to talk about the meaningful stuff, taking care of the whole child, ensuring that those SEL moments are embedded within every lesson, within every opportunity to touch a child. And I also get to watch as a father, my own kids and their learning experiences. So, we're maintaining, we're thriving, to be honest with you, to borrow a word from y'all. We're thriving, no matter what the situation is. See what I did there?
Yeah, I do. Yeah. And I look like I think I've been frozen for the better part of the last 3 minutes.
Oh,
So
it was the best freeze face ever.
I'm glad, because usually there's something like super awkward, but I I think I'm still frozen, but that's okay. But gosh, gotta love Wi-Fi. And this is like on the Wi-Fi 5 too, but that's all right.
Mm.
Could be worse.
It could be. You're right, and I think that is, we've had a lot of conversations about access, with the FET conference.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people talking about their experiences with equity and access. And I'm going to brag on a district. I guess I won't say their name, but they signed a contract with SpaceX to use satellite internet. And what that actually does, it actually goes into those rural areas, in the desert, and actually creates access points for people to be able to connect online.
That's amazing.
That's dope.
Yeah,
Is dope.
that is, seriously.
And I was like,
that is truly amazing.
Well, that's an Elon Musk type of thing. So
Yeah, totally.
I love that you guys are thriving, and I love hearing that. And I know that Nearpod and Vocabulary are so into the whole child. And as you just saw, I had a whole child right here. So I apologize for having to go. But I mean, seriously, I wish that's the thing that I wish the most. So, I'm homeschooling and I'm ready to go back to public school. I'm ready to put my kids back into, they're ready to leave me and go back into public school, And I just wish so much that when we go back and over the summer break, that we really think about all of the parts of our system that are just so holding us back. Like Dr. Amy Fass, I was reading one of her posts today, and she talked about how, oh my gosh, please don't leave my brain right now, but how there's just so much, like, if it doesn't work for some, then it can't work for all. Like this mentality that is like, there's so much about our jobs that we have to individualize, but then when it comes to the entire system, it's like, doesn't work for you, it can't work for anybody. And I want to throw that stuff away so much.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you might get me fired up, so let me see. Make
Go
sure
ahead.
I tone it down. I think when I was back in the classroom early on, one of the biggest words was differentiation. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So when you look at differentiation, it lends to equity, because what you're doing is you're providing exactly what that child needs, how he or she needs it, when they need it, where they need it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And when you try to create this, one shop, everything fits all type of, mentality or implementation, you're going to miss folks automatically,
right.
From the get-go. But then what you're going to do is you're going to create frustrations to where kids can no longer trust you with their learning because you're not seeing them where they are. And I think that's the most dangerous place you can actually be. If you do not build equity within a child, and then meet them where they are, then they no longer trust you.
Mm-hmm.
And I learned that early on. I mean, I guess maybe 5 years into the game, and I learned that, look, I've got to do that. It's going to be a lot of work on my behalf, and maybe a couple of systems that I have to integrate. Whatever it takes, that child's life is at risk. So I'm going to do it. And that's kind of how I approach everything.
Yeah.
And I just wish that, and I agree with everything you're saying, I just wish that it didn't feel like when we do that it's like within a system that is not giving us the just the leeway to do that. I always feel like we're fighting a system and doing that at the same time.
Yeah.
And trying, and that's what is so exhausting about it, because there's not a lot of support. Just a lot. And I say the system just to be polite. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
you.
but it's something that I'm struggling with. Yeah. I that is something that's been on my mind a lot.
So I used to do this talk called "Pimp the Inside of Your Box," back in the day, and it really came from my pastor used to talk about embracing your boundaries. He's constantly bringing up these football analogies. So when you're playing football, there's these lines that are out of bounds, right? You can't go outside, or the clock stops, or you cannot no longer advance the ball. If you hit somebody out of the bounds, there's a flag. I mean, there's so many things that happens out of those bounds. Right. But there's so much beauty that happens within. So the only way you can score is if you actually stay in bounds. So what is it about your field of play What is it about within those boundaries that you can do to be creative in order to reach that goal line? Because the reality is what we want, based on what we're being stifled to do, doesn't happen outside of those lines. It happens within those lines. So even if we're
Mm-hmm.
facing those particular type of difficulties, we've got to figure out, what can I do within my boundaries?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to pimp the inside of my box?
I love that.
Love that. Yeah. Pimp dance out of my voice.
And speaking of football, I know we're both Kansas City Chiefs fans, so go Chiefs. Waiting for the Super Bowl. Hello, run it back. We're going.
Look at
Run it
you
back to it. Here we
go.
go.
Yes.
Oh,
We are coming closer to the end, so we have to do our weekly tradition of talking about our sweet and sour. So for those of you who are just tuning in, or this might be your first time, we're going to talk about the sweets of our week and the sours. And I hope you guys are willing to talk, because I got to mute while I have a crying child.
uh-oh. Yeah. So I don't know, Brian, do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
You go first.
Okay. So let's start with the sour. I'm going to go with ISTE being virtual, just because I was holding out so much hope that, like, yeah, everything's going to be, I mean, obviously not normal, but maybe back a little bit, just because I'm missing so many people and that time together. I just thought, after all of the past year, that if that could actually happen, it would just be like fantastic. But, thinking back to ISTE 20 Live, it really was, aside from not being in person, it really did provide a lot for people, different ways to connect. And so I'm thankful, like, I was hoping that it would be in person and still have that virtual element of it. But, it's okay. But hopefully that'll be the end of the fully virtual conferences, and we can get back to those in-person times together, because definitely missing those. So that's my sour.
And so am I supposed to give my sour now?
Yes.
Oh.
You can give your sweet. We usually start with the good stuff, for crying out loud.
Well, why? I start with the bad stuff, and then you end on the good stuff, and then we play the
Okay,
game.
I like that. All right, that's a good. Oh yes, let's play. Yes. Okay, let's talk about the bad stuff. And yes, and your feelings are valid. I didn't mean to.
It's all right. It's okay.
I don't know, and I know it sounds cliche, but I rarely look at that kind of stuff. So let me think. Okay. I'll tell you what. The sour for me this week, would be the new iOS beta was canceled.
Oh,
Because to be honest with you, what's funny is I like to live in the beta programs.
Yeah.
I like to see what's coming up, but I also like the bugs and the kinks, because it's a great analogy of life. We live in beta. So when they canceled the beta program for consumers like me, that was a real bummer.
Mhm.
So I know that doesn't make sense for anybody else.
It's okay.
That's just the world I live in. How about that?
Yeah. No,
Hey,
I get it.
that's not bad. That's not bad. I would say that my sour, and I want to say, and let's see. So I think this is Amanda Fox's sour. Yes, with Rachelle and ISTE. Also COVID. I know you've been out with, quarantining is crazy. I just have to say, these bangs, I love them, but every time we go live, I have these like bang malfunctions, and I am really getting over it. Like, I always think, I'm just like, it's throwing me for a loop. But okay, are we ready to talk about sweets now?
Yep. And I'm not going first, because I went first the last time. Oh.
Well, Amanda says, and I want to say that this would be my sweet too, building that, World Reading Aloud Day. Like, I'm just thinking, what does that stand for again? I have to think about it. But yeah, that is
World Reading Aloud Day.
That's how my brain is right now. I am so excited about that. And also, we're going to be meeting up on Sunday. I'm going to be with Dr. Eileen Winokur and Victoria Thompson and Mervyn Jenkins and Quinae Jackson and Ida from Bunsey. We're all going to be talking about courageous conversations in ed tech, and that is going to be on Sunday. I'm so excited about that. So that will be my sweet for sure.
That's dope. I heard a couple of FloCAD folks and Nearpod folks in there.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So now it's my turn.
Yep.
Okay, so my sweet this week was that I tried some different tools, and I'm probably frozen again. I don't know what the deal is
you're
with my
good.
internet, but I was using Jamboard, and I had the students in breakout rooms, and then just had them do some different activities. But then we tried this new, well, it's not new, but Puzz Grid. So it's like puzzle, but Puzz Grid, and it kind of has the concept of a Connect Four activity. And so I made one really quickly. And then today I had them in breakout rooms, and each group had to make their own. It was just fun. I was kind of nervous. What are they going to think about doing this? And they really liked it. So it was fun for me to do something a little bit different with them, and get something crossed off of my long list of things that I wanted to try for this year. So that was my sweet. We had some good laughs with some of their answers because it was just, yeah, it was funny.
Cool.
So cool.
Cool. I guess one of my sweets was we debuted to the full world, our new Pass the Scope EDU song that I put together in about an hour.
Nice.
So we use it to introduce the show, and I got a couple of requests to help write other songs, so that was pretty sweet.
Wow.
That was pretty.
Do you want to sing it right now? Or is that like way too much on the spot?
I can play it for you if my mic works the same way that it does when I'm hosting.
Yeah.
Let's see if
I think so.
Let's see if you can hear it. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pass the scope.
Ooh.
Pass the scope. Yeah. Here we go. Pass the scope. Pass the scope. When you need to amplify, share your stories on the fly. Call Pass the Scope. EDU will bring it to you. Your event. We got you. Conference tips. We got you. Stories told. We got around the globe. We got you 'cause we're Pass the Scope. Hey, Pass the Scope. Hey, Pass the Scope. Hey, Pass the Scope. EDU. Pass the Scope. Hey, Pass the Scope. Hey, Pass the Scope. EDU coming to you live.
Love it.
That is great.
That is. Yeah.
That'll put you in a good mood no matter what, like how busy your day was. That's great.
I was thinking that too, although I shouldn't say what I was starting to sing to myself whenever it was Pass the Scope. I was thinking about ice cream and Pass the Scoop.
Oh, I'm glad
There
that was
it
that.
is. Scoop. There it is.
Yeah.
Ooh. Commercial.
You know what? I used to love that song too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh, and the other funny thing, speaking of music, is today, what was it? It was something about MC Hammer. And one of my students who was in 10th grade said, somebody made a comment and she says, "You can't touch this." Just like that. And I went, "You just do MC Hammer." And I said, "Wait, you wouldn't know." She said, "I know who MC Hammer is." I said, "You might be like the last year of students that will actually know what I'm talking about when I make that reference." But anyway, I love that, Brian. That was awesome.
It really was awesome. Way to go. I love it. Okay, so Rachelle, we've got a couple of minutes. Let's play your game. You've got something fun up your sleeves. Let's do it.
So I got this list, but we'll see. So the idea is you pick, it's this or that. Okay, you ready?
Okay.
All right. And it's for both of you, so you can both say whatever you want. So Netflix or YouTube? What? What?
I was just going to say anybody that's watching can join in too. Yeah. Okay, this or that. Netflix or YouTube? Netflix.
Oh, without a doubt, Netflix.
Okay. Phone call or text message?
Ooh.
Phone call.
Ooh. Text message.
Text message. All right. Toast or eggs?
Eggs.
Okay. Eggs. Yeah, I like toast too. Facebook or Twitter?
Oh gosh.
Twitter.
That's hard.
Twitter.
Okay. Melody, I bet you probably pick Facebook.
Nope.
Facebook, yeah. More.
I gotta go Facebook because my mom's on Facebook only.
Oh, all right. you can have a second guess. All right, here's a good one. Ice cream cone or snow cone?
Snow cone.
Oh, Melody, you said snow cone? Is that what you said? All right.
Yeah, sure did.
Okay, like 5 more. Cake or pie?
Ooh.
Cake.
Pie.
Chocolate.
I would pick cake. Yellow cake with white icing would be great.
Oh, or yellow cake with chocolate icing is, yes. Wow.
That's good too. Okay, which one is worse? Laundry or doing dishes?
Ooh, let me ask my
Laundry.
son. Which one's worse, laundry or doing dishes? He said doing dishes, of course.
That's so funny. And I lost track of how my answer. Okay, online shopping or shopping in a store.
Online,
All,
online.
all of them.
Oh no.
All of them?
Look,
Yes, I mean shopping in itself is like just is right now it's like bliss for me. I'm so terrible.
I used to love shopping until I got married. That's a different experience.
Yeah.
Online any day, please.
That's a better question. Shopping with your spouse, shopping without your spouse.
Yeah, right.
I would also say without my spouse.
I'll have to tweak that one next time. All right, I'll do two more. Pancake or waffle? Pancakes or waffles?
Pancakes.
Pancakes.
I say pancakes too. Okay, last one. And this one's a weird one. I didn't make this one up. Cups in the cupboard, right side up or upside down?
I would it's always right side up for us.
Dude, that's such a marriage conversation. It has got to be right side up.
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because we don't always clean the bottom of the cupboard.
Or it just collects dust.
Yes.
Good
Yeah.
point. Good point. Okay,
I
one
love
bonus.
this.
Oh, sorry. I was going to have a
No, I'm
spoiler
just saying, I
alert.
love it.
All right, I'm going to ask you one last question. It's not a this or that. Favorite movie of all time?
Oh gosh.
I know I can't
can't
pick
even.
one.
I can't do one. I loved when I was younger. I loved Mrs. Winterbourne with Ricky Lake. I thought it was so goofy, but I absolutely loved it. I also loved every Jim Carrey movie. I can't even, as an adult, I can't think of anything right now.
I know.
Nothing's coming to my brain.
Yeah.
Typically, I would say the very first movie I saw, which was Star Wars. That's showing my age. But I would have to say Coming to America.
Oh my gosh.
That was the very first movie I watched in 1990. I will never forget, like, because it was New Year's Day and we were watching it, and I'm like, I'll never forget this. And then The Green Mile was the very first movie I watched in the year 2000. Like, those are weird things that stay in my brain. Audrey Hepburn
That was a
movies are
great movie.
wonderful.
Yeah, Coming to America. Anything with Eddie Murphy, like every time around the holidays when 48 or not 48 hours, I like Beverly Hills Cop. But what's the one? I just lost it with Dan Aykroyd and Jamie Lee Curtis and
Trading Places.
yeah, I couldn't think of the name, but that movie is on always around the holidays. It is just so funny. So funny.
All right, I got another one. Kansas City Chiefs or Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Come on.
I don't care. Does that matter?
Come on.
Then just say the Kansas City Chiefs. Such an easy way to support your friends.
The Chiefs. I was actually
All right.
going to grab a jersey and a sweatshirt and a hat and everything for you.
All right, I'll go Chiefs.
Right?
I can't say the Steelers. Pittsburgh just I had high hopes, but it's okay.
Well,
Okay, or we could say Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady.
Somebody said it's that football.
I said
Yes,
it's
this is.
football. Don't worry, Renee. My kids are Steelers fans, so.
Awesome. So we have come to the end of our show. Y'all are so wonderful for joining us and tuning in wherever you are, whether it was on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We are so appreciative of you. Brian, thank you for being our guest today. You
No
are an
problem.
amazing man of many
Thank you.
talents.
Thank you.
And it was a great episode. Before we
It's fun.
leave and see you on Monday, do either one of you have any wisdom you'd like to impart with us?
Yeah, since we're talking about football,
Yeah.
I'll just go back to 3 points you want to take into next week. Like I said before,
Okay.
Embrace your boundaries.
Okay.
Face your fumbles,
Ooh,
but then call your plays purposefully based on the talent that you actually have, but use it to uplift others.
okay. Oh my gosh, can you say that again? That was amazing.
What, all three?
Okay.
What's that last one?
All of it. What
Oh,
was
now-
it? Embrace your
now-
boundaries.
Now I got to remember what I said.
You said embrace your boundaries.
Embrace your boundaries, face your fumbles,
Face your
and
fumbles.
call plays purposefully based on the talent that you have, but use it to uplift others.
I love it.
Yep.
That's great.
I'm not even going to try anything after that.
That was perfect. I hope I remember that, but we can watch this on the replay.
Yeah. Okay,
And
good.
thank you, Brian. And
No
also, I just
problem.
want to give a shout out to McDonald's. Look at this. This is the best Happy
Oh, that
Meal
is
toy
cool.
I've ever
That
Oh
is
my
seen.
cool.
gosh.
Yeah,
Little
and it's
operation.
magnetic. So like even we were playing. Okay, guys, we'll see you on Monday Live. Brian, thanks again. Rochelle, we'll see you
Bye.
later.
All right.
Bye,
Thanks for having me,
everybody.
Bye.
guys. See y'all later.